Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktakular is a 3D animated film from 2003. From Canada. So yeah, I didn't exactly want to do a video reviewing this, but one of you in particular actually asked for it, and I can't remember who it was, but here we are, so I guess this is my job now. Now, I don't know anything about this film, other than that it is something of a cult hit, so I thought it would be fun to go in blind and write this review while I'm watching it. The show opens with several friends meeting up and making plans for how they are going to spend their night on Halloween. One of these jerks, Jimmy, is supposed to be taking care of his little cousin Hannah, who is the only one of them who has eyes. Jimmy convinces the other big kids that they would get twice as much candy if they get Hannah to go home so they can trick-or-treat without her. But so he doesn't get in trouble, he needs it to be Hannah's fault. So Jimmy decides that they will scare Hannah by pushing her into their empty neighborhood crack house. She'll get scared, run home, and he can tell his parents that she just ran home without him. Everything was going according to plan when suddenly the scary godmother appears and pulls Hannah into the Upside Down. There, Scary Godmother and her broom mates are throwing their annual Halloween party. Hannah is absolutely terrified of everyone and everything, but Scary Godmother is friendly enough to convince her to stay and meet all of her friends coming to the party, which includes a werewolf with an eating disorder, a gay skeleton, Mr. and Mrs. Slenderman, Slenderman Jr., this thing I'm pretty sure I had nightmares about without ever having seen, and probably some other characters who I'm not remembering at the end of this montage. When the Slenderman-looking vampires come in, they actually think that Scary Godmother has offered Hannah to them as food, and almost immediately go in for the kill. Scary Godmother explains that Hannah is just a new friend she invited to the party. This doesn't just confirm that they eat humans though, but also seems to imply that Scary Godmother has served them humans before, so that's pretty messed up. The son starts treating Hannah like a friend after this, but totally goes for the kill again a few minutes later. He says he was only joking after, but I don't buy it. During all of this, Jimmy and the jerks are just waiting outside the house in the normal world, too scared to go in after Hannah, but too worried about Hannah to just leave her there. So the kids are all just missing out on Halloween. After a lot of jokes about the lore surrounding these supernatural creatures, Hannah realizes that she got a lot of things wrong about monsters, particularly because of Jimmy's stupid lies. So the monsters decide to get revenge on Jimmy by scaring him so hard he grows eyeballs. Hannah comes in at the last minute and pretends to save them by using her flashlight, but the creatures all play along and pretend that the flashlight hurts them, so Hannah gets to be the hero. Scary Godmother gives Hannah a key before she goes, so Hannah can always come back and visit her friends. According to Wikipedia, this is because this 45-minute mini-movie was originally meant to set up a series, and the special itself was based off of a stage adaptation of a series of books. The 3D special uses the exact same plot and dialogue from the stage adaptation, but seems to mimic the books more closely in style and tone. The books that they are based on are drawn in a very cute style, and while effects were originally intended to give the characters a similar watercolor style, the writer of the books herself insisted on using 3D instead, as she wanted to replicate the creepy style of stop-motion films like Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. They mashed that idea up with more cartoonily textured props in a way that gave it a unique style that works as a Halloween film. It's jarring as hell, but it does it for me, and I just wished it was a bit less glossy. Thankfully, the follow-up special, Jimmy's Revenge, fixes that. The special opens with Jimmy having highly stylized nightmares about the previous special when the monsters were chasing him, before revealing to his friends that he set a bunch of Home Alone-style traps around his room to scare any monsters that may try to attack them. The other characters, some of whom almost kind of have eyes now, say that their headcanon is that all those monsters were just big kids in costumes. The other kids kind of like Hannah now that she's a few inches taller, so they decide to ditch Jimmy and go trick-or-treating with her instead. We see that she is still in touch with all of her monster friends and decides to stop by and say hi to Scary Godmother and get some spare cobwebs for decor. There, we see the gay skeleton again. I say this as if it is a surprise because apparently someone on YouTube edited out all of the scenes of the skeleton because of a supposed controversy surrounding his portrayal. They'd also refer to him as a homoerotic stereotype though, so do with that what you will. Here, we get a little scary godmother lore and learn that her job as a witch includes baking the leaves in the neighborhood to turn them brown, and put them back on trees so people can watch them fall. She's even supposed to paint more clouds in the sky, but she gives that job to the hungry werewolf because he owes her like $200 from all the food he ate last Halloween. So I guess she's technically a weather sprite as opposed to just a witch. Jimmy's all butt flustered that everyone is going to have Halloween without him, so he decides to kick some pumpkins in so people can't make jack-o'-lanterns. It is here that we learn that the Upside Down has some sort of metaphysical connection to our world. While Scary Godmother's physical actions seem to influence ours, the spiritual feelings of our world seems to influence hers. Whenever someone says Halloween is ruined, dramatic music plays in the Upside Down, and spooky Halloween stuff from Scary Godmother's home disappears. This is what happens when one of Jimmy's friends sees the jack-o'-lanterns and think that it somehow ruined all of Halloween. Hannah saves the day by insisting the pumpkins are just pre-carved, and all of the Halloween stuff around Scary Godmother's home suddenly returns. Until Jimmy somehow manages to get every store to think that its own candy is poisoned and its own costumes are flammable, so no stores can sell any of them, and Halloween is ruined once again. It's so ruined that the entire Upside Down world disappears. The ghost of Scary Godmother rises from the grave to send Hannah on a mission for revenge and to bring back the spirit of Halloween. By insisting they can make their own candy, make their own costumes, and just go to Scary Godmother's Halloween party, Hannah brings the spirit of Halloween back and the Upside Down returns to reality, with all of its pieces crashing down. For a moment, everyone thinks that Scary Godmother is dead, but it turns out she's just barefoot, so things progress as usual. When the gang shows up to the haunted house the next night for the Halloween party, they see that Jimmy has thrown toilet paper all over the place, and according to the tallest girl there, Halloween is yet again cancelled. So Halloween itself is erased from the calendar, and half of Halloween Town just disappears. This sequel is really funny, but this scene has the most fun with it all. The werewolf's shirt disappeared, so he's naked, and they censored it. Scary Godmother's color has left her, and the vampire's color has returned. Hannah eventually reminds the kids that they're really stupid, and that TPing houses on Halloween is totally normal. So Scary Godmother's house returns, and Jimmy realizes he will have to go to extreme measures to ruin Halloween. Jimmy sneaks into the house to steal everyone's candy while they're partying, but he draws the attention of the very hungry wolf to him. Shenanigans ensue. In the end, Jimmy ends up accidentally scaring your spooky neighbor Totoro, and everyone agrees he deserves to be the winner of the costume contest because of that. Jimmy is transformed by the power of Halloween into a kid who washes his face, and everyone lives happily ever after. Not using the stage play for their script really helped make this special even better than the original, and although no series has manifested yet, the director and writer of the books both said that they are still trying to develop the show as of 2020, so who knows what'll happen. I don't know if I was supposed to hate on the show for how cheap it is or analyze its lore, but the world is a very dark place lately. Every moment of every day is very tense because of everything that we know to be going on in our time. Somehow, through all of this, my only job in the world is to watch cartoons and tell people what I think about them. Even for fluff pieces like this video that don't tend to make as much, it's just something I want to enjoy and hopefully help some other people enjoy. So I chose to enjoy watching Scary Godmother, and I think you should too. After all, what is there not to enjoy about a cheap children's cartoon that's just about celebrating Halloween? Scary Godmother is an annual tradition during the Halloween season, so go check it out. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find some valid way to watch it. Happy Halloween, everyone.
It is the spookiest Phantom Fest in the whole realm. Everyone will be there. It's practically a who's boo of monsters. And incidentally, boo are you?